Hello everyone, this is Ed. I am hopefully going to teach you in our KHS Help Desk for Microsoft Teams channel how to create an assignment. So the first thing you've got to do is, I'd like to draw your attention to is that all of my teams are listed here on the left, and currently none of them are bold, which means none of them have information that I have not yet seen. So I'm going to go up here to our tabs. We have the posts, which is kind of the blog. We have files, which we have added a few things for you to look at and some class materials. We have a class notebook that we have created. And then I've added a Flipgrid channel. There is a grades location. I do not use grades myself, but it is we have the ability to establish an Excel spreadsheet that can be exported, I'm told, to Skyward. But since I'm a standards-based grader, I have never used the grading tab. All right, so here we are, finally, me getting to the point. We are looking at our assignments tab. Looks like everything has been graded because, first of all, we don't have any assignments. So I'm going to create a new assignment. I can create it from an existing assignment. I can create a quiz, which is going to be a different tutorial. I'll do that with Microsoft Form or an assignment. So we want to create an assignment. Okay, so a new assignment. This is just a sample. How to create an assignment. I don't put anything in the categories. I'm going to say the following items are to be added to your assignment. Now, if I were doing a actual assignment, I would state the following expectations, and then I would list them, and that would be like, I don't upload a rubric for every single assignment that I do. I usually will give a list of expectations. So I'm going to give you a list of my expectations. The first is add a resource. This is a document. You are going to add a resource. This is going to be a web link. And then you're going to schedule the assignment. And I'm going to go through assign versus schedule. And when I mean that, this is assign, which means as soon as I finish this, it will go active. But if I schedule it, I can project it to go active at some point in time later. And I do know some people in teams that will create their entire course content. Everything will be scheduled, and they'll do all that before the class begins, and then as we arrive at different dates. We are going to add points, and then we are going to be good to go. So the first thing we're going to do is add a resource, which is going to be a document. I am going to choose to upload from this device. Since I've recently done a document, I'm going to do the Microsoft Teams how-to videos. I'm going to select that. It's going to pop up. I double click on it. It's going to upload. I'm done uploading my document. You will see now that it is added here. I'm going to add a resource, which is going to be a web link. I just click on the linky link button. I go to my browser. I already have this web link here, but I'm going to highlight it all. Sorry, I'm not using my mouse. I'm going to copy that. I'm going to jump back into Teams, and then I'm going to paste my CNN10. CNN10. This would be something like I would add for my civics kids. We use CNN10 a lot. So I have added a document, I've added a web link. We're going to talk about assign versus schedule, which is in the bottom of this form. I've added points next. I'm a standards-based grader. I go on a 0 to 4 scale. I can put 0 to 4 so they can see what the, I can put 4 as the maximum points. And then my students have taught me that if I do not put points in there, they don't do the work, because why are they going to do something that has no value to them? I know many of you do the same thing with like notes and homework assignments that are designed to help them build. I will always put that there are 4 points in here, even if I'm not going to add the assignment to Skyward. Okay, so you can see I'm getting reactions from some of my other classes. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to say that if I were wanting to do this assignment for multiple classes, I would click this button now. I can choose any of my other classes. If I choose all of these other classes are real and active classes. This particular one, I had a TA who then went to an online course. So if I wanted to, I could schedule it for that one. And you would see that it is now bold and highlighted. Obviously, the class that we're in, which is KHS Help Desk for Microsoft Teams, is there. But you can select for multiple teams. That is the place that you go if you are someone who teaches 3 sections of the same class, say physical science or English 9 or English 12 or something like that. And then it'll go to all students. That's the default setting. And then the default setting here is that if I click assign, it's today, 3:30. It's going to give them the due date of tomorrow, 3:31, plus till the end of the day, which is 11:59. These are the Microsoft Teams defaults. If I don't want it to go to you today, and I want it to go at a different time, I click Edit. Pops up. If any of those things I want to change, I can now choose to schedule in the future. It's rather intuitive. Now it will not appear until tomorrow at 9. It will be due tomorrow by midnight. And then if and only if you want a hard close date, you can click that button. Now, I will strongly advise you to not click close date, and here's why. I learned that although I love deadlines and hold students accountable to deadlines, if you click this button and they cannot submit it, they know they still need to do the work, they will submit it to you via email, and you will get bombarded with all of their late work in your email, which is no longer trackable in Teams. So, despite my love for deadlines, I establish my deadlines, I never lock it, and I allow them to turn in late work. So at this point in time, I have now edited this assignment's timeline to allow it for scheduling in the future. Now when I click done, when we get back to the main screen here, you will see now, because I have edited when it's going to be delivered, it is now something I'm scheduling, not something I'm assigning. Assigning happens immediately. Scheduling happens in the future. Now, I really do want this one to go live, so I'm actually going to edit what I just did. I'm going to undo it to go to you tomorrow, and I'm going to then save this. It's going to be assigned as soon as I do this. What I'm then going to do is I'm going to watch it populate, and then once I have this video saved, I'll come back and edit the assignment and add this video as another additional resource if my video works, because this is the first one I've tried to do. So, boom, I'm assigning. Now, we used to have nothing on our assignments page. Now we have an assignment. Now we're going to wait until we see a change in the list of our teams over here, because sometime, as soon as it gets to our server and then gets back and goes out to all 61 of you that are students in this class, we will find that there's going to be a pop-up over here. I'm going to get a notification, hey, you've got a new assignment. And then it's going to pop over here into this general tab, and the general tab will go from standard text to bold. And I'll just keep chatting and entertaining you until that happens so that we can see that. Whoa, there's our assignment. Check it out. Assignment mentioned. And now there's the general tab. Now, I'm going to go back to this general tab. This assignment is here. I'm going to go back to it. You will see that once I go to the general tab, I can see the assignment is there. Once I'm in the general, it tells me when I read this last. Here's the new information, and now there's no longer a bold general here. So if I want to, I can view this assignment. The students will go there. Now I can view this as a student, which is the view that you will get. I can edit the assignment, which I will do in the very near future to add this video. And then I can also see here that it has the ability for me to see who's done it and who hasn't. Nothing wrong. None of you guys have done it yet. You just got it just seconds ago. It allows me to enter grades. It allows me to enter feedback for students. And I can be as detailed or as simplistic with that process as I want. And that information, if I'm using this as a grading module, then you can export that information as well. So I'm told. Now, what I do once I give my grades to students is oftentimes I will just put their grades here, and once I've put their grades here, I'll open a Skyward. I'll open the assignment in Skyward, and then I'll just enter it. So I enter the grades here, and then I enter the grades again in Skyward, which is a little duplication, and you might not like that. So once everyone has done these, done their homework, and they've turned it in, I can then return it to them so that they can see that their grade is. But that is a different brief tutorial, which will be a follow-on to this. Please let me know if you've got any questions, and we'll see how things go.